You're sitting in a meeting. Someone turns to you and asks a simple question, something you absolutely knew the answer to 10 seconds ago, but now your mouth is half open, your eyes are darting at the table, and where the answer used to live, there's just static. Everyone is looking at you. You laugh nervously and say, "Sorry, can you repeat that?" And quietly inside your chest, the same old voice shows up uninvited. Maybe I'm just stupid. That voice has been lying to you for years, and tonight you're going to see exactly why. Here's the strange thing. You've probably been called smart your whole life. Smart but disorganized, smart but messy, smart but not living up to your potential. After enough buts, the compliment quietly disappears and only the doubt stays behind, sitting in your chest like a small, heavy stone you've been carrying around for so long you forgot it was even there. But something is happening inside the ADHD brain that almost nobody explains properly. In 2009, a team led by Dr. Nora Volkow at Brookhaven National Laboratory slid dozens of adults with ADHD into brain scanners. None of them were on medication. And what lit up on those screens quietly changed the whole field. The reward system in their brains, the part that's supposed to glow when something feels worth doing, was measurably dimmer than in everyone else. Their brains weren't broken. They were just running on a smaller fuel tank for motivation. Take a second with that, because it took me a long time to take a second with it. Dr. Edward Hallowell, a psychiatrist at Harvard Medical School who has ADHD himself, describes it in a way that has stuck with me for years. He says having an ADHD brain is like driving a Ferrari with bicycle brakes. The engine is powerful, sometimes beautifully, unusually powerful. The brakes just can't keep up with what the engine wants to do. That's why you can spend 8 hours straight learning a new song, falling down a Wikipedia rabbit hole at 2 a.m., or building something nobody asked you to build, and then somehow fail to send one short email for 3 days. Picture yourself sitting in a parked car, hand on the keys, fully aware of where you need to go, watching yourself not turn the ignition. From the outside, it looks like laziness. From the inside, it feels like a glitch you cannot explain to anyone. Does any of this feel familiar yet? I want you to picture a specific kid for a moment. Maybe he's 8. He's sitting at the kitchen table with his homework in front of him. The page has 6 math problems on it. They're not even hard. He knows he can do them. His mom is in the next room, and every 20 minutes she calls out, "Are you finished yet?" And every 20 minutes he says, "Almost." 3 hours later, the page still has 6 problems on it, and he is quietly crying about it, and he doesn't know why he can't just do the thing. That kid wasn't lazy. That kid had no idea what was happening to him, and there's a real chance that kid grew up to be you. Now picture another moment from your life. You walk into your kitchen, you stop right in front of the fridge, one hand on the handle, and you stand there for a full 10 seconds, holding nothing, looking at nothing. You know you came in for something specific, but your brain is just a quiet, empty white room with the lights left on. Researchers at the University of Cambridge spent years studying exactly this. They found that people with ADHD can think just as well as anyone else. They just can't hold information while they're thinking with it. Picture a small mental sticky note where every passing thought is supposed to land. Most brains have about 7 slots on it. The ADHD brain often has 3, maybe 4 on a good day. So when your boss lists 5 things and by the 5th one, the first has already vanished, that isn't carelessness. The sticky note was full before she finished her sentence. When you forget someone's name 2 seconds after hearing it, your brain didn't ignore them. It physically didn't have room to keep them. Now let's talk about time, because this one might genuinely make you sit down for a moment. Dr. Russell Barkley, who has researched ADHD for over 40 years, says the ADHD brain really only sees 2 times. There's now and there's not now. Picture your week as a long, foggy hallway. The door right in front of you, the thing happening today, is bright and loud and impossible to ignore. Every other door, the test in 2 weeks, the meeting in 3 days, the consequences of skipping the gym, is hidden somewhere deep in the fog where your brain genuinely cannot see it. Then suddenly that far door snaps to the front, glowing red, and you have 6 hours to do what should have taken 6 days. That's why you sit down to watch one episode and look up to find it's 2 a.m. and your tea went cold 3 hours ago. Your brain isn't ignoring time, it just can't see it from far away. And here's where the story turns quietly devastating. In 2007, Dr. Philip Shaw and his team at the National Institute of Mental Health did something incredible. They scanned the brains of hundreds of children year after year, watching them grow up in real time, like a slow-motion film of a brain becoming itself. Some of those kids had ADHD, some didn't. What they found was that the ADHD brain doesn't develop wrong, it develops late. The part in charge of focus, planning, and self-control matures about 3 years later than usual. So picture yourself at 10 years old, sitting in a classroom trying so hard to sit still while every other kid seems fine. Your brain in those areas was genuinely working with the tools of a 7-year-old. You weren't being difficult. You were a child being handed a job your hardware hadn't finished building yet, and nobody told you that. So instead, you quietly blamed yourself. And then there's the part that probably hurts the most. Imagine your manager walks by your desk and says, "Hey, can we chat later?" No tone, no context. 5 harmless words, but your stomach drops to the floor, your face gets hot, and for the next 4 hours, your brain runs through every possible thing you could have done wrong. Or your friend takes 2 hours to reply to your text, and a small voice quietly convinces you they secretly hate you. Or someone gives you a one-line piece of feedback at work, and you replay it in bed at midnight like a movie you cannot turn off. Brain imaging research suggests that for people with ADHD, social rejection runs through some of the same circuits that process physical pain. That sharp look from your boss isn't metaphorically painful, it actually registers in your nervous system a little like getting hit. You're not too sensitive. Your brain is just reading rejection at a louder volume than the people around you, and nobody ever told you that was a real measurable thing. There's one final piece, and Dr. Russell Barkley said it best. He says ADHD isn't a disorder of knowing what to do, it's a disorder of doing what you know. Picture yourself at your desk. The project is open on your screen. You can practically see your future self at midnight, panicked, hair a mess, 3 coffees deep. You know exactly how to start, and you still cannot make your hands move until 11 p.m. the night before. That gap between knowing and doing has been mistaken for laziness by every adult around you for your entire life. It was never that. Go back to that 8-year-old kid at the kitchen table for a second, the one with the 6 math problems and the tears he couldn't explain. He grew up. He got better at hiding it. He learns to laugh nervously in meetings, to say, "Sorry, can you repeat that?" and to apologize for things that were never his fault, and to carry that small, heavy stone in his chest into every room he ever walked into. He was never stupid. He was never lazy. He was a kid being graded on a test the world forgot to translate for him, and he deserves to finally put that stone down. If this video finally gave words to something you've been quietly carrying for years, do me a small favor and like the video. It genuinely helps these videos reach more people who needed to hear this. And if you'd like to support deeper dives like this one, tap the subscribe button. I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.